What's going on, everyone? Anchor of Time, the king of Lego himself, and we are finally back after yet another extended absence. Now, to get you guys up to speed, part of the reason I haven't been making any content lately is the lack of a proper streaming setup on the account of me breaking my last tripod, which really sucked, but we're not going to talk about that. No. Today, we're actually going to be talking about the brand new stream setup, which we've got right here down in front. Now, this was picked up at the local Walmart for around 40 bucks. Not too bad. And it's pretty tricked out, honestly. I'm gonna let's just pick up the phone and have a look at the packaging. Reorient the camera quick. Okay, so we have the Bower, I don't know how the heck you pronounce this, but Ultimate Vlogger Kit smartphone vlogging setup. As you can see, this looks like it is designed for vlogging, in short. Looks like it's got a tripod, not a long tripod like my last one, unfortunately, but that's all right, because this one comes with a lot more features than my previous tripod. Looks like it comes with an LED light, which will be perfect considering my living room has very poor lighting right now, even with my lamp on over in the corner. We don't have any ceiling light fixtures, sadly. Also looks like it comes with a microphone, so that effectively solves my crummy audio. Let's take a look here at the bottom. We got for use with smartphones and cameras. That's another thing I can real quick bring up. I do all my content creation on smartphone, but if I were to ever get a GoPro in the near future, that would also be compatible with this. If I ever decide to do any vlogging or travel stuff. Now let's flip around to the side. Not a whole lot there. To the back, we've got some obligatory product shots. And you probably can't see that very well because, again, my lighting. But yeah, this is a pretty sweet setup. I'm going to go ahead, set the phone back down, and we're going to break her open. All right. Box. And the first thing we're pulling out is the tripod, which is pretty cool. It's got not only a mount for the phone, but if you unscrew this little bit here, loosen that up, it actually has a head you can position. So this is very perfect for any filming I plan on doing in the future. Let's tighten that back up. Now, open up the legs, the tripod. Now if you look here to the front, I can actually pop this out. This little thingamadoo is actually for remote capture. Say I wanted to take a group photo with some friends, I just pluck this out. This connects wirelessly via Bluetooth. All I have to do is click this a couple times to snap some photos. So that's pretty cool. Just set that back in there because I don't know how often I'll be using that. And underneath the leg, you've got a little screw here. This is actually used for when you set up the tripod with a GoPro or other camera. So we probably won't be getting much use out of this for now. So I'll set that back up under the leg. And underneath the other leg over here is what we actually want to get out. And that is the phone mount. So what you're going to do is you're going to fold these out. And this stretches a little bit. And I think it fits just about any size of phone you have. So in my case, I got the Galaxy S10, but this probably would also house Notes or even iPhones if you're that, you know, sad of a phone user. Hashtag Samsung. We're going to keep this out because the phone's going to go in here when we finally get it set up. And then next up out, we got the little bracket. This is what we're going to mount the phone mount on, and eventually the phone itself. So let's go ahead. We're going to fix this to the tripod. This is just going to screw on like so. Oops, I did that the wrong way. Whoops. So don't do what I just did. It screws in like this, actually. There you've got the bracket on. Set that back up. And next up, we're going to be taking out the microphone, which looks like a pretty heavy-duty microphone. So the audio quality should be much, much better now once we get this actually hooked up. The curious thing about it, though, is it actually requires one battery, which Blauer was nice enough to provide us with. This is a CR8 lithium. It's a little chonker of a battery. So that's going to go in here, this compartment, and then close that up. And if you look here, it's got a setting switch for camera or phone. You're going to want to leave it on phone because that's what we're going to be using it with. And then we can take this bracket right here. This is going to screw onto the top of the mount. And this is actually going to be used for the LED light once we get that set up. So right here at the top, slide in and screw on. Alright, next up we can go ahead and get the microphone set up. So what we're going to do is you're going to take, see this little holder on the side. The microphone's just going to slide in and tighten. That's going to screw in. Make sure it's tight. And then lastly, well, almost lastly, we've got the little LED light here, which to turn that on, I'm not going to face it directly at the camera so I don't blind you guys. get a little button here on the side, hold that, and that powers a light on. And it's pretty bright, so this will be really nice for filming in this living room. And actually, it has 3 levels of lighting. So it's got level 1, level 2, and level 3, which is super freaking bright. So we'll go ahead and turn this off for now. Then we're just going to go ahead and screw the LED light onto its mount. Yep. And that looks like pretty much it for now. Pick the camera up. So there is our new filming setup. And the cool thing about this too is that it actually doubles as a selfie stick, which is really corny because I never really was a big fan of those, but it would definitely come in handy for filming on the go, so I'll probably be getting some use out of that feature. Blah. So set this back down. Oop. So let's go ahead, set up our tripod. And then from there, we'll get the phone into its holder, its mount. That's gonna clip on like so. And then we're gonna take, and this will screw onto the bottom. Maybe I should have gotten it onto the mount first before I actually put it on the tripod. Oops. Yeah, it'd definitely be a better idea. Hi. All right, so that's gonna screw in at the bottom. Make sure it's held in place pretty tight. Phone should rest like so. And then we can go ahead and screw in the tripod to the mount. Make sure the phone doesn't pop out. And, oh, don't want that happening. Let's lay out the legs, and there we go. It looks pretty good from where I'm sitting, though you guys probably can't see it. But that is all right, because we are styling, profiling with this new setup. So all I have to do now, that's a quick fix. Flip it over, so we actually have access to the, what's it called? The audio jack. No, I don't want to stop streaming. Darn you. Okay. So let's go ahead, plug in our microphone. And testing, 1, 2, 3. I'll have to go back and watch the stream later, but I assume the audio's a lot more crisp and clear now with this nice little microphone. Now let's test out the LED. ahead, power that on. Ooh, oh yeah, that is hella bright. Nice. So we can go ahead, angle the phone down. Oh, I don't even have the right camera. Okay, we go front-facing camera. Oh, come on, stay. Why won't you stay? There we go. That's significantly better. Still a bit funky wobbly, but I can live with that. Now we got a nice lit up workspace. Just gotta make sure this don't slip out. It shouldn't. Looks pretty good. So now we can actually get into the Lego. Back a little bit. Now today's Lego set, which you can probably tell from the title, is Kylo Ren. Just dump all his pieces out here on the table, because that's how I do. And wherever I put his instructions, right here, we got set number 75117. And this, unlike my other Lego sets, is actually a buildable figure. This one came out in 2016, so it's about 5 years old. Let's open that up. Looks like first we're going to take this gray piece right here. Add in this little black piece. Take one of these gray rods. We're going to add on 2 little black balls. And that's going to thread through here. That's going to make up one of the shoulder joints. Move that out of the way for the time being. This one little piece of fabric here is going to be like his little waist cloth, whatever you want to call it. And this other bigger piece is his little Kylo cape, which has 2 holes in it, but I'll be showing you why a little bit later, once we actually get him built. Now, on to the next step. We're going to take another rod, add on 2 black balls. Don't fling pieces everywhere like I just did. That is a terrible way to lose Legos. Luckily, this isn't too terribly complex of a set, like some of the others I have. So we're at 1. And where's the other one? Oh, no, that's not it. Ugh, I'm a bit out of practice. Haven't done Lego Stream in quite a while. That's the beauty of Legos, though. The replayability. No matter how big or small the set, it's so much fun to build them over and over again. If I could just find this little ball. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not the best at finding balls, it seems. This is also the reason why many Lego aficionados prefer to sort their Legos by size and color. And in doing so, it probably would make an easier time on the build, but that's never been something I've wanted to do. Heck, if you read the instructions themselves, it even shows you, advises that you sort all the pieces to avoid clutter. The sad thing is, it's probably right under my nose, and I still can't find it. Wait a... Yep, right there this whole time. Rip. Excuse me. Oh dear. Hope I'm not catching cold. But once you get those black balls onto this, you'll take one of these little bits. It'll go right into the chest cavity, and you're going to thread through the rod. So the next step, I'm going to take two of these little black connectors, and this is going to attach on. That on, you're going to flip around, add on two more little black connectors, and then with those, you're able to tab on his back piece. To get that on, take yet another gray rod, well, a different gray rod, thread that through one of these, and you're going to impale them right through the chest, like so, and hold that in place. You're going to add on one of these little gears, and then followed by a little gray disc. Now you've got what I like to call the Technic movables. Because if you've ever built any Lego Technic sets, their whole theme revolves around moving bits. And I think that's like the coolest thing in the world. All these times I'll have to do a Technic build on my channel. They're just really hard for me to come across where I live. Probably have to get some online. Anyways, enough of that. Moving on to the next step. You're then going to take a little blue connector, thread that through a gear, and that's going to go on his back. Wait a sec. Oh boy, I goofed up. I mega goofed. Oh noes. Oh noes. Ugh. See, folks, this is why you gotta read the instructions carefully. Otherwise you'll make mistakes like I do. So I was partially right, but it needs to be threaded through the bottommost hole in the chest. Then you can add on the gear and the disc. Because after that, this gear goes in the hole above it. Like so. And that's much better. So now, once we got that installed, on to the next step, which is going to be this little back waist plate. You're going to take a 4-prong connector, thread that through with one of these blue connectors. Either side is going to go one of these pieces. One and two, and that will attach the bottommost hole right here. That'll form his lower back. And once you've got that on, it looks like they want us to work on the legs. So we'll set torso Ren over here to the side. And we're going to be doing 2 of these, so I might as well set up both legs side by side. So you're going to take the feet pieces, like so. And then the shin pieces right here. 2 of those. Each are going to get 2 black connectors. And those will fill out the shin. Once you got the feet made, you'll take 2 of these, which are going to be the lower leg pieces. And you're going to add this, which connects the foot to the lower leg. That's going to go right here to make the ankle. Then immediately followed by the lower leg. Rinse and repeat for the other side. After that, going to be taking a total of 4 of these. As well as 2 of these. Two of these. 2 of these discs. And then 2 other little black connector pieces. Kitty, kitty. Right there it is. So you're going to thread the black piece through like so. The blue piece, you're going to double up. You're going to add on one of these discs. Then it's going to connect like so. And this is going to make up the calf. And then once again, second verse, same as the first. And this tab's on, and then you've got both calves. So once you got both calves, you're going to go ahead and take, two of these gray upper leg pieces. Those will attach at the knee. And on top of those, you'll attach the hip connectors. And there you've got Kylo legs. Now you're going to go ahead and take Kylo torso Ren. Add those on the Kylo legs. And there you have half of a Sith Lord. So then once you got the torso attached to the legs, you can go ahead and take these little bits. Got two of these. These are going to fill out the upper legs. So once you got his thighs, then you can go ahead and fill out the rest of the lower legs with these. And there you got the legs finished. What are those? So then once you got the lower half finished, you can go ahead and take this piece of cloth, make sure the velvet is facing forwards. You're going to take one of these. You're going to add in two little blue connector bits and then two little gray discs. And then you're going to go ahead and lay him down. You're going to line up these two holes here at the top. I don't know if you can see them. You're going to line those up with the two holes in the abdomen. You're gonna add those onto this black bit, and that will be used to secure on his waist cloth. And right now he looks pretty ridiculous, but once we get the rest of the armor on, it's gonna look a lot better. Next up, we're gonna do his arms and hands. We're gonna take two of these, and the hands. So you're going to fix the lower arm to the upper arm, and then the hand to the lower arm. Same steps for both sides. And those will go on to either shoulder joint back a little bit, raise the tripod because he's become a bit of a tall boy. And once we got the arms on, then we can start adding on the rest of the armor. Gonna take a little shoulder bit, gonna add it onto this, and you're gonna do that twice. Then that'll make up his shoulder armor. And those will tab on via his bicep to either side. And once you got the shoulder armor on, you can add on his lower arm armor, which are the fact that I messed up again. Oif. Wish I had some little voice in my head screaming at me not to do that. Crap. So, what exactly? Oh, shoot, where did I mess up? Okay, I see now. Indeed. Because it seems I had tried to put his wrist armor on his shoulders. Learn from my mistakes, folks. Read the instructions carefully. So, now that we got his wrist armor properly situated, we can actually make his shoulder armor. Now he doesn't look so ridiculous anymore. Much, much, much better, yes. Good. Alright, and once you got his arms all filled out, you can take his chest plate. That'll clip on like so. And that'll cover up the massive hole in his stomach. Once you got that done, you can go ahead and put his cape on. What you're going to do is you're going to thread the little axle here through the smaller hole on his cape, and you're going to thread the neck joint through the larger hole, and you're going to secure the cape on with one of these, and then you can finish with his head. There you have Kylo Ren. Now his Lego Technic, blocky, and funny looking glory. Now once you got Kylo done, we can give him his lightsaber, which is the rest of these pieces. And to do that, you're going to take the lower part of the hilt, add on a red connector. That will go on the lower part of his hand, and then take this light gray axle. That's going to connect the blade. That's going to connect the blade and the hilt to the upper part of his hand. And there you've got his iconic crossguard lightsaber. And we are done. Well, that was a little fun. fun setting up the new stream setup and fun building the figure. I suppose before we cut, we can go over little bits of his articulation. His legs do swivel out a full 90 degrees. They do bend at the knee. His feet are on a ball joint. Just don't move him around too much or you'll pop up his calf. His arms are technically on a ball joint, but they can only go up a little less than 90 degrees. You can go forward, backward, or around. He does have elbow joint, which is also a ball joint, and wrist joint. So you can give him a variety of poses if you so choose. But unfortunately, there is no way to have him holding his lightsaber with both hands, because there is an inadequate amount of connectors. But nonetheless, it's still a really nice figure. I'd give it a solid 9 out of 10. Oh, and as for that's one feature I hadn't yet shown off yet. Because he's got Technic gears and workings inside him, he actually has a little bit of arm action. So what you're going to do is you're going to twist the little gear on his back, and then you got swingy swingy karate chop saber action. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous, but kind of cool. But anyways, yeah. So that's it for today's stream. Nobody turned up, but that's alright. I still had fun. And yeah. It was mainly more of a test stream anyways, so guess I can't really count it. But till next time, this is the King of Lego signing out.